Welcome back to
Three.
the best podcast in the space.
The best podcast.
Ooh, that was not good.
That was not good.
MGM MarketAbilities. Angie, what do we have today? And who's bringing this episode? Who's making it possible?
I think it's interesting that I'm like deemed the producer and writer and conceptualizer. Is that a word?
Yes.
Of this podcast.
Yeah.
There are 4 chairs and 4 microphones and 4 headphones being worn. So let's divvy it
true.
up.
Yeah.
Let's
Divvy up
Yeah.
that responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, before the show, you were talking
Lucas,
about
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to talk about sourcing clients. That's what it
That's
was.
it.
Sourcing clients.
You remembered.
Yep.
There will be an exam later.
I watched his brain trying to figure that out.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was like, what is it?
You're like, what was the word?
Well, you know what we could do? We could just transition into our podcast studio here based on our experiences from the week,
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
right?
Yeah.
So we just had someone in who is interested in our field. He isn't direct competition, so it makes sense to want to collaborate and work with him, right?
100%. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because I think he has the time and the connections that we don't have. Just like most, all other people, they have their own connections. And I think the more we branch out, the more connections we'll have, the more we can network and then, start bringing in way more clients.
That's exactly the plan for sourcing new clients. Dun, dun,
Scale,
dun.
the S word, scale.
But, it also starts with, yesterday we had a pitch to a business. You were a huge fan.
I was a big fan.
You know why?
Why is that?
He had mapped out the process of his business from A to Z and then back again, and you loved it.
Yeah, it was super easy just to know exactly what they do in their business, what they wanted, because that's a big thing that's a problem. Most clients don't, they know kind of what they want, but they didn't know like what exactly they want.
Well, and I think that's a big deal in video too, because we can always do a generic marketing video, but if you know what they're going for, what they want, what like the vision of their business, then you can tailor the video to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is a big deal.
And they explained it like down to the T. Even the email.
Yeah.
Did you see how like simple it was?
I really
If you've seen
admire.
it-
I really
that's just
admire
how he
people
is,
like
though.
that.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, that is not me.
I think
you
what
know.
really helped with them specifically is that they had actual video presentations that showed us what they wanted.
Right.
And kind of where they were starting from.
Exactly.
And then where they wanted to go. So I think that definitely helped as well.
But back to client sourcing, literally those 2 meetings were client sourced by these 2 guys right here.
Yeah.
go.
And that's huge.
It's about time you guys contributed to the team. Thank you for that.
I've only been here for a few months.
Right. Rob's been here for many, many years.
Almost 6 years.
Yes.
I've been trying to bring in one client that doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to spend money.
That's the issue.
Yes. And those are the clients we don't want. So yeah, he can stay on the outside. That's fine. But client sourcing for us, we want to demonstrate to anybody who's connected and willing to help out, sort of step by step, how we can help meet needs. When they bring people to us who have those. And that's the issue is we haven't had the time to get out, and we know that there are industries that we're interested in: travel, real estate, law, banking, the medical facilities, in and around this area and abroad. Those are the best clients, but it takes time to build those relationships. And if we could have someone somewhere to bridge those gaps, that would be a great thing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think even for other businesses too, not even just ours. We're in a certain field, but every business needs somebody out there client sourcing. Even if it's like the owners that you're like a startup, if you don't have enough money, enough income yet to pay somebody to go do that, I think it's super important, especially in the beginning phases. And then once in that middle phase is not as important, but then once you want to scale too, you want to be doing that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really important that it is commission based.
Yeah.
Because if someone's just coming in and clocking in, there's a better chance they're going to waste 5 out of those 8 hours every day.
Goodness, that's
you know
so
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Welcome to corporate America. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So when it's commission based and you make the commission so lucrative where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out and find you some clients. I think that really, really helps.
Yeah.
Both parties,
Yeah, and it's really cool in our case having somebody that can potentially do it and that already has knowledge in that area. Maybe not in our specific area, but already in talking to people, because that's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't get decent at talking to people until like the last year, because it's hard to talk to people and then know what you're talking about. You're really good at it, but you've been doing it for 20
thank
years.
you.
Well, it's also hard to be a practitioner, because you're trying to do all of these things and make the connection. It's hard to do everything all at once, because you're laser focused on doing the practical part of the job, the skill. And then you kind of let things go by the wayside of actually talking to people, making the connection and growing.
So there's a book called The E-Myth that basically talks about exactly that. It's like if you're good at a task or a certain if you have a certain skill or whatever, like in my case it's graphic design, and I'm really good at it, but then I suck at the business side of it. So that's why when
You only suck because you keep telling yourself that you suck.
Boom.
Okay, sorry. I never put in the effort of trying to do it. But the point that I'm trying to make is just because you're good at the graphic design doesn't mean you should start a graphic design business, because I don't understand the graphic or the business side of it. So that's why when I partnered with Growing Media, it definitely pushed my business bigger, because now I have you and the rest of the team bringing in clients, and now I can do the work and I don't have to worry about the business.
Which is
side
what
of
you
it.
enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that it always comes down to what you want. Like, what do you ultimately want?
Yeah.
Do you want to know all about the business? No. Would you rather just be a skillful practitioner of whatever you're doing? Then stay there. You know what I mean? And be happy. Because it doesn't matter. You don't have to be the huge entrepreneur, the huge business person, if you don't want to be.
Well, and that goes along with I don't know if you guys have seen Last Man Standing. He talks about, he has his own business, he does marketing and stuff, and his wife is wanting to start a tutoring business, and she ends up getting it to where it's pretty successful, and she just wants to tutor, but she can't because she has to do all the paperwork.
Right.
So her husband tells her, hey, so what you do is you hire the people to do the stuff you don't want to do, so you can continue to do the stuff you want to do. So she started hiring people to come in and take over the paperwork so she could continue tutoring.
Yeah. That's what I found out about every videographer that I've worked with, past, present.
She looks right at Mark.
No one enjoys dealing directly with the public. That's why Growing Media, that's why I and, a few other people have become good liaisons, I guess, or, connections there, because it does take the stress off those who are creative. Because when you're working to design audio or graphic design or video work, man, they can take the steam right out of you if they condemn your work, or they're too aggressive or too demanding. The creatives you typically shut down.
Yeah, it's nice to have that.
It's
nice to have that filter.
Yeah,
Definitely. I enjoy like talking to people, talking to the clients, that kind of stuff. But I don't enjoy answering emails and sending proposals.
Yeah.
It drains me. It drains me inside. You know what I mean?
Thank you. That's why I'm barely hanging on here by a thread, because now I get to do mine and everybody else's. But I'm okay with that, because I'm going to take a portion of everything that comes into the.
That's so true.
As you should.
Yeah,
Looks me in the eyes.
Yeah.
As you should.
That's actually great for us, because like we continue to get the work, but we don't have to go and
Deal with
handle.
the headaches.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with all the paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And basically, we as freelancers are essentially paying you to bring us the work.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
That's a big part of it, is we're making all these connections and we're hoping that we can source new clients doing that for us. But, there's a lead and then there's a paying client. A lot of people can make connections and, they're really good about developing relationships, but how are we going to make this relationship a lucrative one so we can make money and make the business money, and ultimately then they want to tell people, and that's the best form of marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have income. That's where it comes from.
And income, it's a good thing, isn't it?
You got to have income.
Yeah, you
So
do.
If you can drive that, that's like super important. And it's important to have somebody that's going out to find your clients that's driven by that too. And not only by just either being busy or just trying to make connections. It's always driving to finally make that sale eventually.
Yeah.
But in a way where you're bringing them value too. That's the whole thing.
And here's what's tough. I think we're in a position now where we've had success for our clients. Everybody's making money. but we need to go back and grow our existing client base. Why aren't we challenging them, and why aren't we uncovering new revenue streams?
Yeah.
Why? Because is it comfortable? Is everybody comfortable? We're making money. They're making money. That's not acceptable.
Right. Yeah, we should always be pushing.
Yeah, I mean, they probably are comfortable. That's the thing, And I mean, we get comfortable, but I would try to snap out of that whenever I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Because if you're just comfortable, you're gonna stay there
I
forever.
think a lot of it is you don't really realize that you've become comfortable. Like once you start getting into a routine, you're like, all right, this is nice. And then you keep doing it for so long, you don't think to push yourself. You're like, oh, somebody needs to kind of snap you out of it and be like, hey, you've been kind of stagnant for a while. What can we do to push it further?
Man, that opens up a whole can of worms, because if you think about it, our existing clients, and some of them have been in business for a long time. And the one thing that we should all do from time to time is look at your outward appearance, in particular now that we've transitioned into that social and digital age. How are you going to play online? How do you look? Are you inviting? Are you somebody that, the public would like to do business with?
Yeah, I mean, what type of client are you trying to attract to your company? You know?
That's all dependent on the culture inside your company and your team. So from here, what I've discovered is I think we have tried to make it like a real fun, inviting, more down to earth culture instead of like this like super formal, corporate style. You know what I'm talking about? So, because I mean, we have a pool table and a dartboard out in our lounge.
To that
area.
I say, we need more games within the workplace.
Yeah, where's the ping pong table?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
we
coming.
need that. We need
It's
a
in the
PS4.
garage in
Well, we need a
Florida.
PS5 in the lobby.
Let's not get carried away. We do have
That's a terrible
work to do.
idea, actually.
Yeah.
But it is interesting how, I've yet to play pool since we've moved in here, but it's perception. People see that and they think we're fun, but what they don't realize is we work just as hard as we play. We do have a good time.
Right.
But that's been such a huge thing is perception, and it's crazy how we can manipulate that now, in particular with all the social interaction and what people see, they believe.
Right. And with the BTS, the behind the
That
scenes,
was so good.
with the behind the scenes
quote
that
right
we've been shooting, when I sent them off to the broadcast station, they apparently watched it and then sent me an email and they're like, "Why do you guys have a pool table?"
Yeah.
And then I wrote this long email explaining like our culture to them. And they were like, "That sounds like an amazing place to work." And it really is.
Yeah.
Like, quick, come here.
Well, I mean, it's the thing, nowadays you need to have fun. You need an injection of that into whatever business, whether you're in the corporate realm or the mom and pop, because that's going to get you the attention. Ultimately, that will bring you business. It doesn't have to be difficult or that hard, and now everybody's ripe for the picking. I mean, truly, if you need business, it's right there for you to identify and go get it. It's right there. I mean, we're all connected.
Yeah, and since we're all connected, it's way easier to actually find out, like to expand on what you're saying, to find what your client wants and to find the target audience that they're looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To find the red Skittle, as it were.
There it is.
Ooh, the red
yeah.
Skittle.
Well, we've always said that digitally, nowadays you don't have to spend so much money targeting your market because you know who you want. The identifiers are there, and digital makes it so easy that we give the analogy from time to time. If you want just the red Skittles out of the Skittles bag, we can deliver just the red.
Right.
I mean, I'm partial to the yellow, what other color?
I think they're all the same flavor.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But that's a big thing. Like even with client sourcing, like it's not always in person. You can find them digitally. You can find them socially, that type of stuff. I think for us, those two would work great too. But also, I think for us, it's a lot of in person meeting with people. But for a company that has a product, digital, social, or any other company that's not hands on as much as we are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just some 2 cents right there.
Here's what it comes down to. And right now, if you're a budding entrepreneur, if you're an individual, or if you're a business, listen, if you want to gain business, you want to be in the arena, never ever forget that the most important thing is the benefit for the other person.
Yep.
The first question they ask is, why do I care and how does it benefit me? And that was my. Did you? It was like dun dun dun. You know,
It was emphasizing your point.
It was almost really good timing.
how does it benefit your target?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can bring value to the people that you're serving, they will come back to you all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how like literally every huge successful business has done it. Everyone I know, you can leave Priscilla, and I always bring this up, but he literally talks about like how they bring and change lives, and in exchange, those people feel indebted to them and they stay. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, whenever I'm like looking for something, either it be like a course or a product or something like that, if I get onto like a landing page, and I'm well aware of what a landing page is and
Yep.
that they're trying to sell to me and everything, but if he or she is talking about himself more than they're talking about what it can do for me, I will not buy it because it's like, well, why would you talk about yourself the whole time? You know what I mean? The focus needs to be on what are you getting for my money? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what is the benefit of this podcast? I would like to remind you, Sir Lucas,
Yeah.
that right out of the gate, he told me, he said, Angie, pull back on the selling.
oh yeah.
Can you believe he said that to me, Rob?
No, that's very surprising. I did not expect that to come out of Lucas's mouth.
Why?
I know you and I have never talked about anything like that
Oh
before.
yeah.
And you know what? Listen, in my defense, because that's what I'm here to do, to defend myself here. I don't think that I'm selling. I just believe in what we do.
It's just natural.
It's such a
Yeah.
culture, and I know it works, and I say this all the time. Everybody needs what we do, and we can help you, because here's the other crazy thing: there's no contracts. I love businesses that operate this way. It's not until they perform for you and they've given you something tangible that there's now a need to pay up for that.
Right.
I mean, I delivered for you, so now pay up for that. It's just a beautiful model, and I think it works.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
So it's not sales. It's just telling people what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to what Marcus was saying about it's about the people, and like it's what you can do, not necessarily what you can do for them, but like the point you were trying to make.
Yeah, I know what
earlier.
you're saying. Yeah.
It's the same way in life too. Like people should come first. And I know this is getting a little off topic, but it's a huge deal to me. Like that's my thing.
Relationships.
Yes, relationships, and that's my whole thing. Is I always want to put people first. And at times, this, Angie, that it has gotten me in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
Because Angie will be like, "Hey, where's this project?" And I'm like, "I'm out at lunch with a friend right now."
It's
Painfully
a two-edged
honest.
sword for sure. Like
Yeah.
you can hurt yourself with it, but you can also, definitely benefit your mental health
Right.
too with that kind of stuff.
Well, it's your priorities too. This is getting way off topic here, but it's
that's fine.
my priorities personally are that people come first, no matter what. So even if I end up not making any money or whatever, and I have to miss a bill or whatever, it's like people will always come first, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, I have the same philosophy, different, or maybe same reasoning, but different philosophy to it. So I think people come first, but I want to take care of my family, and the only way I can do that is not through me being kind to them, which is I am kind to them, obviously, but me making enough money to provide for them later in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I want my family. I don't want my kids to know what like not being able to buy something is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want them to be taken care of.
You're very different people, because
Yeah.
you have different ways in which you live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have the same goal.
It's the same goal.
It's just different.
philosophy.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, but that's the same. Type
But
of thing.
you did help me like maybe think about something a little bit differently. Is instead of being like, oh, I can't do the work because I was out with my friend, I would have to hang out with my friend or whatever, and then just do the work later. Like I'd have to stay up
Right.
later.
Yeah.
We should emphasize that part. Is you're not lazy. You do feel a certain commitment to those people you care about.
Right.
But you will go all night long
man.
or early into the morning to get it done. You don't miss deadlines.
I have, and I know you guys know this, but I'm saying it for the people listening. I have a project that I have to do every 2 weeks that it takes about 20 to 30 hours. And there are times where I have had things come up and I've put it off to where I have literally the last day and I will work for 20 hours straight to get
and
it
we
done.
question it every time you do that.
What do you mean?
Why would you wait until the last?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm
Last
saying
day.
is like, it's, because I'm a textbook procrastinator. I like to put everything off.
But that's good you know that.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
self-awareness is so important.
I've
People that-
never failed to meet a deadline because
Knock on wood.
because I will stay up literally
just
all
know
day
what
and all
you're
night to
capable
get it
of.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy.
And only
Definitely not.
only twice have we failed together because we did wait till the last minute and something didn't go. It was a transmission error or a
Some sort of file
Right,
transfer
so-
issue. And then, so that's a reason why not to wait till the last minute.
Sure, but we do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you said you just got off topic. You really didn't get off topic. What you did was you've now you've built some trust into the brand of who you are because you're pretty transparent, I think.
I feel like since we're going to be talking about me,
Remember what we were saying before? How does this benefit us, Rob?
right. Well, I was just going to expand on what you're saying. I am painfully honest.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not being me if I'm not.
I want to teach you how to lie a little bit more.
No, we don't want to teach
I'm
how
kidding.
to lie.
I'm
Marcus does get onto me a little bit. He's like, dude, you're a little too honest sometimes.
You are. Yeah, and sometimes I want you to say, Angie, it's not coming right now. And I really don't need to know that you're out to lunch or you guys are doing like a marathon movie watching experience thingy.
Marathon movie watching experience thingies are my jam.
It is. Absolutely. I think
Especially
you
when I have
enjoy
like,
that.
not recently, but especially when I have like 15 people in my house and we're watching TV shows for
And he tells me.
cool, though.
9 hours straight.
Yeah.
That's fun though. You have that kind of
Oh yeah. I did
People around
until
you.
I remember having a life a long time ago.
R.I.P.
RIP. RIP the good old days.
Yeah. There we
Hey,
go.
who needs them? Just build some new ones. You know what I mean?
That was the best line in the whole podcast.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, forget about the good old days. Build new ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna clip that and put it on my Instagram.
All right. So, new businesses, individuals listening, we know that there are two things we should think about. You guys know what those two things are? We've discerned that we need to always ask the question, how does this benefit me? How does this benefit someone else, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the other two things?
Is one of them pizza?
No,
Then I'm out.
no. As a business.
What's
are you
your
looking for?
budget? No, I'm kidding. Actually, no, I'm not really that kidding that much, but still.
Money and value. You should provide a solution for both.
There are so many people who feel like they can't separate those two. Mm-hmm. Because just because something has value doesn't mean that,
It's a monetary
Yeah.
gain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
or the
that's
other way
very true.
around. Just because it costs money doesn't mean it has value.
Yeah. Or what was I gonna say? Or just because it costs a lot of money doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of value.
True.
See what I mean?
True.
I had like a wedding client the other day. It was like, well, I got a quote for $1,500.
We'll go with that
from
quote.
from this
Good
other
luck.
person.
Yeah.
Can you match that?
Dude,
I was
that'll,
like, my quote was to you for this amount because that's the value that it is.
that'll take us down a whole other rabbit hole
Yeah.
of clients being like, I found it. My cousin can do it cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, but what kind of quality are you going to get?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't get a second chance
Like,
to make a first
Your cousin's
impression.
shooting with
Right.
his iPhone. Calm down.
You're like, I charge this much because I've spent the last 17 years developing these skills and the software, and I went to school and
Ding,
all
ding,
that
ding,
kind
That
of
sounds
stuff.
like Taken.
That was good.
Developing skills.
I've developed these certain set of skills from going to school.
You
and I
never
will
let
find.
somebody else tell you what you're worth. Never.
You tell us that all the time, and it's still hard to like just do it.
Yeah.
Because I want people to get, for me personally, I want people to get the product,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't. It's just real hard for me to be like, yeah, that'll be $4,000, and then they're like, no, I can't do it, and I'm like, but I want you to have it.
Yeah.
So here, I'll do it for $400.
No.
That is so true, though. He's done that.
Yeah.
You've totally done that. But you've done it in instances where the recipient or the person receiving your product, they were worthy.
Yeah.
Usually a charitable organization, a 501c3. So, one way to build value in your business for others to see would have to be the good old testimonial. How important are those, do you guys think?
That's it gets massive for the type of business that we're in.
Word of
Because
mouth.
because I mean, you can find, especially for like videography, you can find 20 people that can shoot a video. And they all may look like good, great, whatever. But whenever someone like left a review or something like that on your page, or they see like 100 5-star reviews, they're gonna be like, oh, Like these people went out of their way to leave a review.
Sure.
That's a big deal.
Or you send a lot of emails saying, "Hey, could you review me?" from
Yeah.
this email,
Yeah, totally.
which we don't do that.
I haven't done that enough. Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
go collect those.
Well, and you're absolutely right though, because Amazon has built their whole entire sales, some of their sales structure, being like, "Hey, tell us what you think of this product," so that everybody else can like know how good it is. So
No,
that's
that's
why
right.
you have the rating, because
Yeah.
like you're not going to buy something that has 1 star over something that has 4.5 stars.
Isn't that the truth?
I've been in the like the product space for pre-workouts and supplements and stuff a lot lately, and all these companies like Alpha Lion and Redcon and First Form and all these places, they literally can collect all these reviews. That's all it is for product. It's just reviews, and they put it on they display it on their websites, ads. If you have an ad on Facebook or wherever you're running it at, and you have a review on there and it reads really quick and people can see it's 5-star, those perform so well. It's just like proof.
Yeah.
That's what all it is.
Yeah,
So
that's huge.
yeah.
Yeah. And we found out the other day that we don't really publicize ours enough. We do it when people ask for a proposal. We may stick it on there if they say, well, give us examples of other people you've worked for and how it turned out. But it does need to be front and center. You need to keep those. That's kind of like your trophy case, I guess, like we're doing a good job. We work hard and here's what they have to say.
Yeah.
So do I need to create a new page on the
There you
website
go.
called the trophy case and then put
The
all the reviews in
trophy
there?
case and put only the nice ones though.
Right.
Like, yeah.
all the 1 star just
Yeah,
kinda
we'll just
fit
No,
suppress.
you've picked the transparently honest guy to do that.
It's
so
gonna have all
I'll
the
just put them
2-star
all on there.
reviews.
Well, the other thing, I mean, we do joke about this, but we ran into this ourselves at Growing Media, where a bot, they have these bots online. It's not a real person, and they will botch your website and your efforts by giving you lesser, of a rating, whether it be 1 star, 2 stars, and that's frustrating. In particular, when you're an agency like ours, and we don't go in search of that very much. That one fake
Right.
entry can really do some damage.
Yeah, because if you're looking for a product, like I do use Amazon as an example because I go all the time. But if I find one thing that's like, this product fell apart after 2 days of use, I'm like, oh, now I'm doubting it.
Right.
So that one negative review, whether it's fake or not,
Yeah.
really impacts.
And
the
we have
perception.
ways to correct that because it's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair when it's a bot or a fake
or somebody who's
review.
mad at you.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
a disgruntled employee or somebody that, you couldn't make happy. So
Okay, so guess what's coming up? Guess what's coming up, guys?
guess what's
Can anybody
coming
guess?
up?
The new year, 2021. So I wanted to go around and what's like one goal that you want to implement into the company for 2021 to like nail? See what I'm saying? That we can really
you like
do a
me to
lot
begin
better.
or end?
Yeah.
You want me to begin?
Ooh. Actually, no. I want you to end. Let's
want me to
start with
end?
Rob.
Oh,
yeah.
why you gotta start with me? I'm not even. I'm not. This is I'm way unprepared. Something I want to implement is it into growing media?
Yeah, for sure. That's the one that matters.
I think just coming into the office has been huge.
Yeah,
Rob.
yeah. Because I actually only started coming into the office like 3 or 4 days ago.
You did.
regularly,
That's
but
the
I was
thing.
finally able to get my computer set up. I think, and this is definitely not the direction that you probably want me to
No,
go, but
do
it's
it.
more fun, collaborative time, like hanging out, coming up with ideas for clients and like things like that, and not necessarily sitting behind your computer where you're distracted. Like we sit in a little lounge area at our on the couches and stuff, and just like talk about this client. We could do this to make them better. More collaboration and things like that, because I work better when I brainstorm with others.
Yeah.
Sure.
We could even have like breakdown sessions where we have like a notepad out, everybody, and like just go
Yeah.
through some clients and have some good ideas we want to highlight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I think that will help. Not only it will help us as a group become tighter, but also it'll help that client, and we will be able to perform better for them instead of relying on just one person to come up with all the ideas.
Agreed.
We need to implement that for sure.
So this is for growing media.
This is for growing.
I mean, what
growing,
else is there, really, Lucas?
32.7 audio.
No, you can
Thank
do both.
you.
Next
isn't
level-
Isn't it one
next
and
level
the
media.
same?
Sure.
Do both.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
it.
never-
Service providers.
Okay, well, for growing media, I think we really need to dive into the travel videos,
Yes,
and
Hawaii.
and then
Tourism.
tourism, and then also doing like the video that we did for a factory, the tour. I mean, as long as it took, it was one of the coolest things that we've ever done, and I would love to do something like that again.
Yeah.
doubt.
So I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
As for my own business, I want to implement a CRM into my business. which is a customer relations management software where, you know, whenever I send a proposal or an invoice or something like that, I know where they are in the pipeline. So I can just look at a computer or at the software, and it shows me all the conversations we've had, all the emails we've exchanged, and I know where this person stands, you know, with either working with me or not working with me.
That's a great idea because so many times we just circle back on emails.
Yeah.
You know, and if you remember. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's good to have it in
that's true.
our interface there. So
All right, you want me to go? How about I go and then you can?
that's right,
You can
baby.
finish it out.
I'm towing the line.
I hope mine's not yours. So it might be, but I want to hit it hard on growing our social media audience. Was that it? Was that what you were gonna say?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Whew. No, but I think we just need to hit it hard going into 2021 and all the way through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Because we're admitting that we've not.
We haven't.
No.
Not
Well,
enough.
think about how much fun we had yesterday just making those little promos
Yeah, exactly.
for YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was so much fun. Everybody
was
in the
fun.
studio was laughing. It was a really good
I
time.
just want to bring value to people through that, and even in my personal account, I'm gonna start bringing a lot more value. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah,
I
unlike the
fixed that.
lights that are behind our monitor
that
that
earlier.
are apparently very cheap
No, I think it's
No,
I think
they're-
it's the
They're
adhesive.
very expensive,
and they
unfortunately.
fall.
Weren't they
Can you
expensive?
tuck it back up, Marcus, while they're not looking? Marcus,
Yeah.
while they're not looking, just tuck
Don't
it
look.
back.
Hey guys, look at that.
Don't look.
over
I
there.
mean, hey, right here. Don't look at what he's doing. Okay,
That's right.
great.
All right. Yeah. Finish her off for us.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Do I get paid for? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I want to give them a reason to be interested,
Nice.
and that encompasses everything that you all just said.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's deep right there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And you thought I was really tired, and it's been a long week.
You were
you-
trying to take a nap before the podcast.
You woke up before the spot. Like
God is
during-
good, baby. He shows up
Yeah, that's true.
when you need to show off. He's right there with you.
True.
Absolutely. True that. All right, we're excited. A lot of cool things coming. We hope you guys, if you've not listened to every one of these podcasts, you definitely need to go back and learn of all of the marketabilities that we have.
This one was extremely valuable. I feel like.
Yeah,
We
and it
brought a
was-
lot of value to
Yeah,
that.
it was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
We should rate it.
I give
We'll
it.
rate our own podcast.
4.8 stars.
5 stars.
Give it a nice
A 10.
8.6 out of 10. I'd take that
it.
any day.
8 stars out of 5.
Are we cueing the music? Lucas,
yep. Oh,
give
No,
us
wait,
something.
wait! You
Music's
gotta
coming in.
tell everybody to
Yeah.
subscribe to the Spiel and Growing Media on YouTube. You gotta check out Instagram at the Spiel TV. We've got Facebook as at Spiel on, and Twitter is Team Spiel.
All right.
And if you enjoyed this,
If you
tune
enjoy
in next
this,
week.
Tell your mama.
Tell your mom
Yeah,
and
can
your
you-
daddies.
Can you subscribe on Spotify and stuff? Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have
if,
to.
if you're listening on
Spotify-
Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, any of that stuff, subscribe to this.
I don't think we're on Podbean. We're on
Podcast.
Apple
Podbean.
Music or Apple Tunes or
We're on
Apple
Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and Stitcher.
The
Stitcher.
only ones that
And
matter.
YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Cue the music, and Lucas, give us a little something. Like, give us
Ooh.
that something that will get us through the next week to the next podcast.
Okay. Man, put me on the spot again.
Every time,
I know.
every time.
I should be prepared by now. Right?
Yeah, because
know.
I told you this week. I said, "Dude, what you're saying is so poignant, and it matters."
Yeah.
I would think you would just have it like right there, like in a
Yeah, maybe
package.
I should. Right.
Right.
Oh man. The fear that you're feeling about whatever you're fearing at this moment isn't real.
It's all in your head.
Oh, I could do a whole other podcast. Okay.
Yep.
That was great.
That is good.
Peace.
See you guys.
I guess I'm supposed to do that too.